stores ran out of red primer, so now I'm going with the Magic brand gray primer so I can keep my project going this weekend. These are some of the smaller parts: back gear, door, belt cover hinges, the slot for the clamp for the tail stock, clamp for the headstock. Alright, earlier I tried to remove the rack gear, the carriage rack gear, which is under here, and I was unable to remove it. And in trying to pry it off of there very carefully, I've gotten dirt under it. Now I have to remove it. And I've tried to drive the pins out. There's two dowel pins that hold it, and I can't drive those pins into the bed here. Even though the holes are drilled all the way through. And I've concluded that the pins are tapered pins and that they have to go out this way. So how I decided to attack this was to, this gap here is too small for me to put a tool in here and strike it with a hammer and drive the pin out. So what I've done is I've measured where those holes are and transcribed the location up here. And I'm going to drill this hole with my drill press. And I had to think about it for a while to figure out how to do this. Obviously I can't by myself hold this big lathe bed on the drill press. But I can jig it up on my metal workbench here. I've got it sitting on 1, 2, 3 blocks. These are 1 inch thick, 2 inches in this dimension, 3 inches in this dimension. So I've got it 6 inches up off the table. I've got another set of blocks about right here. This is a level I originally started with. I can get rid of this because I've got something better now. That thing's kind of clumsy and awkward. But I could level this with an ordinary level. This device here is called a inclinometer. So this gives me the degrees of angle. I don't know if you can see those numbers changing based on the position that it's in. And I own this for my model airplane hobby for setting up autogyros. And we get a reading, it has been reading about, that's 0.9. And this is 1.0, so I'm within 1/10 of a degree of vertical here. So now all I'm going to do after I drill this hole is use a 5/32 music wire rod as a punch to drive that pin out. But the reason I wanted to line this up is, what if I can't get the pin out and I need to make a tool and I need to thread this hole? I want the hole in the right location. I don't want to just eyeball it and have some crooked, poor quality setup here. So I just went ahead and took the time to set this up with a drill press so I can get a nice square hole. Of course, if I push down on this with the drill press like this, I can just lift the drill press up, because I can demonstrate that, because I'm not pushing down against the table of the drill press. So I have a way around that. I have some bars here. And I'm going to line the hole up. I've already marked and punched this. I wish I had a center drill. And I've ordered a center drill. There's been a number of times during this project that I've had to stop and order a tool. There we go. I think I'm lined up. This is just a metal rod here. And I can roll this rod up under these bars until I get a little bit of pressure between the table and the lathe bed. So now when I push down on this, I'm also pushing down on my the base to my drill press. So I shouldn't have any mechanical problems here. I'm ready to drill this hole. Got everything lined up. I'll lubricate it. And you may think, oh my goodness, he's drilling a hole in his lathe bed. Well, this is not a critical point in the lathe bed that's going to make any difference. But I do want to get that gear off and completely clean this bed and put it back together and have everything nice and perfect. So I've gone far enough. I need to go ahead and finish removing this gear. I've not seen any videos, tutorials, any instructions for how to remove one of these gears. And I'm still speculating as how to get it off. It's got 5 or 6 fasteners in it, which are all out, and 2 dowel pins. And it can only be that the dowel pins are stepped or tapered because they won't come through. I can't drive them through their holes to the inside of the bed. But since the hole is drilled all the way through, if I can drive on the other side of the hole, and it's right there, I can drive on that hole on this side of the pin, I'll be able to get it out of there. So let's get drilling. Drill press is plugged in. Because I've punched that hole, I can see the drill bit flexing to hit the center of the center punch. Which means I can get this lined up better. We'll do this very slowly. There's a little bit of a ledge there. I'm drilling on a flat spot. I don't want the drill to jump off of the ledge. Really taking my time. I think I need to slow this bit down a little. We'll go down, I don't know why, maybe it's the material, it just feels like we're running a little fast. There's nothing wrong with taking our time. By the way, this is the correct size drill bit for a, I believe it was a quarter 28 thread or quarter 20 thread, just in case I need to make a pushing device and thread this hole.